It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And this one features the Bulls' speedy running back. He should be a busy man out of the backfield. It's the Bulls and the Armadillos. Next on EA Sports.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. On board with us, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, in this league, you know it, you lived it. Undergoing a changing of the guard back position sometimes can be traumatic, but a lot of times it leads to hope. We've got a couple of teams here with young signal callers looking towards the future.
And you know the old saying, Mike, in the NFL, it is truer than ever. If you have a quarterback, you have a chance. And here we have two teams that feel like they have that quarterback.
The kicker, Daniel Carlson, has this one teed up. And off we go here on EA Sports. To return is Greg Dortch. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. And they're led by Bryce Young, the #1 overall pick, Greg, out of Alabama back in 2023.
And even though they lost last week, I don't know how much blame you can put on him. They had no answers for him defensively, and his stat line certainly reflected it. Unfortunately, as good as he was, it wasn't enough to lead the team to victory. And after talking to him all week, that's exactly where all of his focus lies. We need to put that offensive performance from last week together in all three phases. If they can do that and he can keep up his consistent play, they're going to have a shot to leave here today with a big win.
They'll start this on the ground. It's Taylor. So they go backwards on first down. Here's 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Young. And that's complete. A.J. Brown. And that'll go for a gain of 7. And it's going to set up 3rd down. Young. And to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
This is where making ability almost can be a detriment to a quarterback. They have such confidence in their ability to keep plays alive with their legs that sometimes they hold it just a little bit too long, thinking they can make the next big play, and good job defending, tricking him down, and took him down for a loss.
This crowd ready in anticipation. Taking the field for the first time. And out by their quarterback from the University of Cincinnati, Desmond Ridder.
If his preparation for this game is any indication of how he's going to perform, Mike, they're going to be hard to beat. He played really well last week, but when we talked to his coaches, they told us, they're like, he has lived here all week. He's taken his level of play even up another notch. Continue to operate this system, continue to get all of his weapons involved. This leadership, this ability to lead by example, it's going to rub off on the rest of this offense. I think they're going to have a good chance of changing from last week's loss to coming away today with a victory.
On 2nd down, it's Ridder. Throw downfield and hauled by Samuel. And they're going to get this ball down to the 20-yard line.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often. So that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
Throwing now. Ridder on first down. That's a short throw caught by Komet.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And this drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team. They'll run with the rookie out of Florida. Down to the goal line. No signal. Is he in? They'll say it did not break the plane, but a real solid gain on 1st and goal. They'll run with Achan. And he is not going to get to the goal line. In fact, he's even going to lose yards on that play. And now it is 3rd and goal. From the shotgun. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Touchdown, Bulls. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Carlson able to knock through the extra point, and the Bulls will take a 7-0 lead. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. From the 6, here comes a return. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Armadillos offense is Bryce set their next possession. And he's been a real threat in the red zone and beyond. Take a look at the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. Dulcich now brought in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Young. That's to the number 9 overall pick, Rome Odunze. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. On play action, Young. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage. But that's all he can get out of that one. We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. Here's Young to throw. He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
We spend so much time talking about quarterbacks and the special plays that they can make. And, of course, that's a big part of playing quarterback in the NFL. But also, can you avoid bad plays? Do you know when the fight is over and live to play another down? Don't take that sack. Throw the ball away, get back out there on 3rd down, and give yourself a chance. And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
And no return forthcoming. It's a touchback and will come out to the 20-yard line. The Bulls offense back onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And there is still a lot to play for. Every game is critical. Teams fighting to claim one of the 7 playoff spots that are up for grabs. Pass complete. He's got Calvin Ridley. And he's got it to the 35-yard line.
We talk so much about starting fast and then trying to sustain that throughout the course of the game. That's exactly what they're doing here. They've got the early lead, but they're not content to just sit on the ball. They're looking to extend it. Nice start here to this drive. Once they cross midfield, then it goes into go mode. You're trying to come away with points every single time you have the ball. It's a good way to start this game here in the 1st quarter.
A couple of big plays to start this drive. How about 17 on this one? Ritter now off the bootleg. That's taken in by Achan. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. 2nd down and 8. Out of the gun, it's Ritter. Now he'll run. And he's into a slide to avoid the contact. Does so successfully, and it's a first down.
You know defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on a big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
So they come to the line for first down and 10. On the handoff, this is Achane. And that's the way you want to run it on first down. A gain of 7. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Slot receiver headed right. Here comes the jet sweep. They didn't fool anyone. Tried the speed, but did not get back to the line of scrimmage.
The timing of the jet sweep is critical. If you can get the ball carrier past the end man on the line, typically there's a lot of space downfield, but give credit to the defense. They saw this one play out, they reacted quickly, and they're able to throw him down for a loss.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bulls. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And that is now a pair of rushing touchdowns. The quarterback giving it to them, Greg, with his legs in this one.
And we're starting to see, Mike, why this week this coaching staff told us they're encouraging this guy to do this more often. His ability to be a passer, but also a rusher, is an element to this offense that is hard for defenses to account for.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. Dortch now to return it. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Armadillos offense about ready to take over once more. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. To throw is Young. That's over the middle. Take it in now, Dunze. That's a nice pickup on a first down throw. It's a gain of 8. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Taylor. And he'll get a couple of yards, and that's good enough for the first down. They'll run a draw now. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. 2nd down. So, 1, 20 of scoring already. And EA Sports NFL Sunday returns after this. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Now Young keep it himself. And he'll weave his way down close to that first down. Going to come up just a little shy. It's going to be 3rd down and short. They'll try and run for this. It's Taylor. A pickup of 12 yards. And that will be a first down.
And that's a heck of a run there on 3rd and 1. So often these backs, they're just thinking, all right, just get 1 yard, pick up the first down. But not this guy. He's thinking, I know where the marker is, but I'm going to pick up as many yards after that as I can. That's exactly what he does. Fresh set of downs. The best quarterbacks don't see the rush, they feel the rush, and that's exactly what this guy was able to do here. He's able to escape the initial pressure and immediately realizes, I got some space out in front of me. Picks up a solid gain here on first down.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
2nd and short. Normally, this is a great time, Mike, to put the ball in the air and try to press the ball downfield. But in this case, they keep it on the ground. Has a similar effect. They pick up a good gain and a first down.
Throwing left side there, but it is incomplete. Jonathan Taylor, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up 2nd down. Receiver in motion, headed left. A 2nd down throw for Young. He's got his big tight end. Greg Dulcich. Touchdown, Armadillos. It's his 2nd touchdown of the year. Greg, it's the quarterback's best friend, and you were that guy for a lot of years. The tight end in a tight area with man coverage.
Yeah, and it's really twofold, Mike, right? First and foremost, we see so many of these tight ends around the league that now have gotten to the point where one-on-one matchups, that's advantage offense. But then even in the cases they don't create great separation, Mike, it's their size, their catch radius. It's such a friendly target for the quarterback that when things get tight in the red zone, they look to the tight end.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. For the return, it's Keyshawn Nixon. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bulls offense and Deebo Samuel making their way out. He's put together some kind of campaign. Currently 2nd in the NFL in touchdown receptions amongst wideouts. Set to go now on 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground. It's Achane. And he'll get about 5 past the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Once again, it's Achane. Achane, a first down, and then some. What about that? Out of bounds, all the way down inside the 15. Big yardage down that left side. 55 yards on the game.
Well, I'm not sure you're going to find a better example of just pure speed in the open field than that run right there. I mean, when he got past the first wave, you got the sense that he might just be able to outrun everybody on the field.
To the goal line and in. Ricky Pearsall. Touchdown, Bulls.
Mike, we used to have a saying that it was the responsibility of the receiver to run the route through the eyes of the quarterback. And I think this is a great example here. Two guys clearly on the same page. Quarterback expected his target to be in a certain place at a certain time. He's there, ball's delivered accurately. He's able to pick up the rest with his legs, and that's a big-time connection for the touchdown.
Now Carlson to add the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bulls will take a 21-7 lead. Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off following the touchdown on the other end. A return now from the 4. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Armadillos offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They'll start out first down and 10. Now Young. He's going to tuck it in.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold it to just a short gain.
On the handoff, it's Taylor. And he will pick it up. Let's give him a first down up to the 37-yard line. On first down, they'll stay with Taylor on the ground. Just pushing defenders out of the way as he surges forward for a gain of about 5. Throwing on second down, Young. That is caught downfield by Odunze. That's his third catch of the half and good enough for a first down.
We spent so much time talking about arm strength, and while that certainly has a place in the conversation, look at the touch of this ball, Mike. It's a deep corner route. This ball needs to have the right pace, the right trajectory to not only get it over the second-level defenders, but get the ball down into the hands of his target. He makes it look a lot easier.
He was looking for A.J. Brown that time, and it'll be second down. To give up the middle to Taylor. And he'll pick his way forward, a gain of about 5. And that's going to set up third down. Here's Young. Here's a screen coming for Wright. They had the right play call. The screen goes for 15 and a first down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play, and there wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just got the ball down quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest, and that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
They go right back to Taylor. And that will get him back on schedule. Good pickup of 7, sets up 3rd and 3. Back to throw, Young. They'll set up the screen to Taylor. He's going to be out of bounds, but he's got the first down, and they are going to set up from the 7-yard line.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible, and sometimes it's by design.
And he will score. Bryce Young. Touchdown, Armadillos. 2 touchdowns for him now on the afternoon. That is a heartbreaker for the defense. They took away what he wanted to do in the air, Greg, but that scrambling ability gets him to the end zone for the touchdown.
And the reason he was able to take advantage with his legs here, Mike, is he made a fast decision realizing there was nowhere to go with the ball. The amount of guys the defense had in coverage took those passes away. He tucked the ball down, took advantage of the space, and he was able to take it all the way.
Here's Nixon on the return. And they will finally get him down, but he gets all the way close to the 40-yard line. The Bulls offense and running back Devon Achane set to go to work once more. And he's been a tough man to stop in this first half, putting up some big numbers already. And remember, we haven't even reached halftime yet. On the ground to start the drive, it's Achane. And he'll be marked down at the 45-yard line.
The offensive line doing a great job opening these run lanes. They have been there this entire first half, and I think if I'm this play caller, until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away, I think I'm just going to keep turning around and handing it to that guy.
And they'll take this down inside the 35.
What we're seeing here in this first half, Mike, is an example of the offensive line, the running back, and the play caller all on the same page. The execution and the ability to continue to pick up chunk plays on the ground has been a great start for this offense.
And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's second down. To throw is Ritter. No one open. He'll drop it to his running back. And he'll be taken down after a gain of 9 and third down coming up. They'll try and run it here. It's Achane. And they've got it at the 19-yard line. They're into the red zone and still on the march. First down picked up. So, 2 minutes to play in a back-and-forth first half. Greg and I continue in just a moment. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. From the gun, it's Ritter. A throw on the run is complete. A gain of 11, and it's 1st and goal. Throwing is Ritter. He'll swing this one out wide to his running back.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now in that field, there's no mistaking who it is. Great job in coverage here. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball. He decides to tuck it and turn into a runner. They get to him quickly. Picks up a couple yards, but not enough now. Brings up 3rd down.
And he's going to be taken down. Sacked back at the 17-yard line. On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This from 34 yards. Carlson's kick is good. And the Blues going to tack on 3 more, extending the lead here late in the 1st half. Back out is Carlson following the made field goal. And he sends this kickoff away. The return starts from the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. First and 10. Throw is Young. That's over the middle, but incomplete. He was looking for A.J. Brown that time. That will lead to a 2nd down. Out of the shot, Young. He runs with it. Now this defense will use the first of their timeouts. It comes 47 seconds to go in half number 1. From the gun, it's Young. And this drive is over before it can start. He's swallowed up to force 4th down. Here's Blake Gillikin now. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. To return, it's Nixon. And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Bulls offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big opening after big opening, and he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
It's 1st down. You got to get the ball out of your hands. I understand trying to take a shot. I love it on early downs. But once it's not there and that protection starts to break down, it's either check down or throwaway. You don't want to be in 2nd and long.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Ritter. They go sideline, and he stays in bounds. Got the feet down in time. It's a 1st down. That's going to wind up incomplete. Not much time remaining. Time for one more snap here in this 1st half. On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This is going to be a 51-yard attempt. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. So we have reached the intermission in what is right now a 13-point game. As we'll head over to window. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He has the EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Michael, we'll get back to you and Greg in just a little bit. For now, plenty of early action in the 1 o'clock Eastern window to get you caught up on. So let's get to it. It was a terrific first half from the former Cincinnati man, Desmond Ridder. He accounted for 3 touchdowns in that first half. 1 in the air, 2 more on the ground. And he's been electrifying to this point.
All right, Coach. Second half drawing near. Glad to have you back with us here on EA Sports. Here's Nixon on the return. And they'll be set up well as he is past the 35-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as we take a look at league leaders who are receiving touchdowns by the running backs, he's right up there among the best in the league. Play action. It's Ridder. Throw left side complete to Pearsall. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. On second down, it's Ridder. And that wind up incomplete. He was trying to hook up with Deebo Samuel that time. Third down coming up. From the shotgun, it's Ridder. And he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down a sack and a loss a couple.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
And that's a nice job of getting to him, making sure that return was not going anywhere. The Armadillos offense and running back Jonathan Taylor set to take over once more. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Dulcich now brought in motion. Young to throw on 1st down. Toward the middle of the field that time, but incomplete.
He just rushed that decision a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
Here's 3rd and 2. Dulcich now brought in motion. On 3rd down, here's a run by Taylor. A gain of 11 on that one. That's enough for a 1st down.
You can see the trust they have in this running back and the offensive line. You're facing a 3-and-out. You're trying to extend this drive, turn around, hand it to the guy behind you, and let him do the rest.
Using the jet sweep for the fake, they run it up the middle. And this time, they are ready for him. He'll be thrown for a loss. No big gain that carry. It's 2nd down. Young. They'll try to set up the screen here. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down. Throwing is Young. He'll try to run for it. And Young will have a 1st down, able to slide to avoid the contact at the end of the play. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs. They run on the jet sweep. And this defense having nothing of it. They get him down for a loss on the play.
Great job by the defense seeing this jet sweep unfold. They're able to get right to the point of contact and take this guy down for a loss.
On throw here, right side, falls incomplete. Rome Odunze, the one he was looking for. And it's going to bring up a third down. Now Young. Pressure gets there, and down he goes.
You just have to have a better plan coming into the game when you're facing this pass rush. You are not going to be able to sit there with long developing plays and pat the ball in the pocket. It has to be read one, read two, check down. Get the ball out of your hands. Protect your offensive lineman a little bit.
Punt team headed out for the Armadillos, as he'll punt it away for the fourth time today. This offense and their running back heading back on the field. And as you take a look at the numbers, you have to imagine he was the topic of conversation in that locker room at halftime. They got to find a way to slow him down. Nothing they've done has worked so far. Ritter gonna hold on to this one, and he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll run with H-8, and that'll go for a gain of about 4. The linebacker Cody Barton in on the tackle. Now a 3rd and 2. They'll stay on the ground with H-N, and that's going to be enough to move the chains. First down, up past the 35.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
They'll throw on first down with Ritter. Over the middle, that's Komet. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield.
Nice first down catch there by Cole Komet. And, Mike, I've had a chance to spend some time with him in Nashville these last couple summers and at our TEU event that I run with George Kittle and Travis Kelce. And for a big body, for a guy who's just a large guy, he can really bend. He can run. He can get in and out of his break. And I think that's a big reason why, as he's continued to develop, he's a very good run blocker. But he's really become that dynamic weapon they thought he would be coming out of Notre Dame just a few years ago.
That's into the hands of Pearsall on the right side. And he'll be taken down at the 25-yard line.
We spend a lot of time recognizing and praising the performance of a lot of these skill players, and rightfully so. But, Mike, the blocking and the performance of the big guys up front, that is the reason this offense continues to operate at such a high level. He has all the time in the world to stand there in the pocket and continue to find open targets downfield in the passing game.
On the ground is H.A. Still fighting. What a run. Shedding tacklers. Picks up 9 on the play. 2nd and a yard. They'll motion over Samuel. Now Ritter to throw on 2nd down. And that's going to wind up uncatchable out of the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. Looking to keep a promising drive alive. It is 3rd and a yard. They go play action with Ritter. He'll get this into the hands of Ridley. Complete. He is in. Calvin Ridley. Touchdown, Bulls. So Ritter will bring them to the line for this 2-point attempt. They'll run this one straight ahead with H.A. A dive, and he's in. The 2-point conversion is successful.
Not a real complicated breakdown needed here, Mike. In short yardage situations like that, if you have confidence in both your back and your offensive line, Sometimes it's the simplest plays that have the best results.
Here's Carlson now. He'll kick this one off, following the touchdown on the other end. Dortch now to return it. Nice job by the return team as he takes it across the 30-yard line. The visitors' offense make their way out to take over once more. They find themselves down 3 touchdowns here, needing to flip the script in a hurry. And they'll start it here on first down. And let's give them about 4 on that one. Junior Colson there to make the stop. They'll send him over to the left. On second down, Young. He'll get that one to Taylor, complete. And this one will not work. He goes out of bounds. They're going to drop 4 on that one. From the gun here on third down, it's Young. He'll try and get there on the ground.
That's a great job defensively. Even though they let him escape the rush initially, there was nowhere to go with either their ball or as a runner, and they're able to force fourth down.
Punt team headed out for the Armadillos, as he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. That's taken at about the 14. And a nice return there. The offense not going to be backed up as much as they could have. Drive's going to start from beyond the 20. The home team's offense and Desmond Ritter set to go once more. And we run you through the highlights here. It has been a very big performance from the quarterback position. Instrumental in leading and executing, and now trying to finish strong and take his team to the finish line. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. The hole closes quickly. He'll pick up about 3. They face second down and 7. Out of the gun, it's Ritter. He'll tuck it and take off. And he wisely hit the deck at the end of that one. No unnecessary shot there. It is a first down.
And this is when it just gets very frustrating as a defense, because this is what it's been like all day. The pass rush is good, but just not quite good enough. They let him slip through, and he burns them with big yardage.
So we are through 3. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Now, H.A. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4. Putting the tight end in motion. Once again, it's H.A. And he'll get this down to the 40. That's a nice run, and it's also a first down.
This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You gotta have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
A run up the middle with Achan. Not much there, maybe a yard. Now, following the run, one of the offensive linemen leading the way is a bit shaken up. That not a welcome development here late in a one-sided game. On second down, Ritter. And that ball in and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't, and now third down comes up. The tight end, Komet, is on the move. From the gun on third down, here's Ritter. Looking middle, and he's got Ridley. Remember, he had the touchdown catch the last time they had the football. Here, he's got a first down.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
A throw left side, but it's incomplete.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit, and after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
Now he takes off.
Quarterback does a nice job here sensing the pressure pretty quickly, realizes he doesn't have a ton of time to operate from within the pocket, decides to tuck the ball and rely on his legs. He's able to pick up a positive play.
And they'll have it. He'll pick up the first down, getting it to the 10-yard line as this drive continues, doing it on the ground. A run out of the gun with Achane. And he'll take this down to about the 7. They'll toss it here to Achane. And he'll lose yardage here. The defense standing strong in the red zone. They drop him back at the 10.
That was just a race to the edge, and in this case, Mike, he just wasn't the winner. I mean, at this point, when the defense is out there waiting for you, it's tough for any runner in this league to even get back to the original line.
And he's going to be taken down back at the 20-yard line.
The defensive coaches, they preached all week, Mike. They have to have relentless pursuit of this quarterback when he tries to extend the play. So often it results in a great play for the offense and a big pickup. This time, because of that pursuit, it leads to a big loss.
On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This one will be from 37 yards out. 3 for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Blues will add to their lead here in the fourth quarter.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The visitors' offense ready to go as we give you a look at the current playoff race. Still, a lot can happen between now and the end of the season, but the cream is starting to rise to the top as you look across the NFL. Looking middle, and he's got Brown. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now Young. Right back to Brown. He's got it again. And he's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. A good spot here. 2nd and a yard. Man in motion, heading left. A 2nd down throw for Young. That is caught at the 3. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. So it took just 3 plays, but just like that, they have 1st and goal. Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5. Now it is 1st and goal. Now this looks like a design run, and they are all over that on defense. Good surge, Drops him back. Let's put him at the 9-yard line.
And you could tell pretty quickly, Mike, that once the quarterback started chopping his feet, that there was nowhere for him to go. Great job by the defense, not only reading quarterback run, but getting him down behind the line.
He'll take this one down to the 8-yard line. They're in 4-down territory for sure, but what can they do on this one? It's 3rd and goal. Out of the shotgun, Young. And he's in. Bryce Young. Touchdown, Armadillos. And that touchdown, number 15 for him on the ground. He has tied the record, most rushing touchdowns by a quarterback in a single season. Now we'll get a 2-point try here as Young gets the offense lined up. They'll look to throw. That is caught. And they get the 2-point conversion.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. Braxton Berrios now to bring it back. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. As we look back at some of the highlights of this one, you'll see a lot of them, Greg, coming from the passing game. They've done a nice job picking the defense apart.
Yeah, and I think that's the right way to say it. It hasn't necessarily been just a bunch of deep shots, a bunch of explosives. It's been more methodical. It's been precise. They've really been all over their execution, and this is about as close to a complete performance as you're going to see from any offense throughout the course of this season.
And he's going to be taken down at the 37.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Gets a quick throw over to Samuel. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Off the fake, here's Ritter. He keeps it himself.
These plays just kill you on defense. The pressure's good, but you have to contain them. Quarterback does a nice job of escaping the pocket, turns into a runner, scrambles for positive yardage.
To throw is Ritter. Now a screen set up for Achane. Good-looking screen play there. A gain of 11 and a 1st down.
That might end up being the backbreaker right now. This defense desperately needed to get off the field and give their offense a chance to cut into this 2-score lead. But instead, they now got to defend a fresh set of downs. And as you look up at this clock, they might be running out of time.
On 1st and 10, it's Achane. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. He'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Tight end motioning left. They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game. On the carry, here's Achane. And he's going to be taken down, and that will take us to the 2-minute warning. You've got to consider this an absolute must-stop defensively. It's 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Whistles here and a timeout. Defense going to take this one with 1:51 to go. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Here's a give to Achane. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. Here's Achane. And he will get forward for about 5 yards. That sets up 3rd down. They'll try and run it here. It's Achane. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This from 45 yards away. Another one through the uprights. He's 4 for 4 on the game. And the Blues will extend their lead. So the kickoff team out there one final time in the final minute as they kick it away. Dortch now to return it. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. And he'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and to also give some credit to the back end, doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away. This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
Now or never, they'll throw on 4th down. This one, incomplete. The defense up to the challenge there. They force the incompletion, and they'll take the ball over on downs. The home team's offense and their running back set to go once more. And they look to finish it off here in the 4th. This might just wash away what was a subpar performance a week ago. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. They get the victory away from home in the division. Those are so valuable. And they'll get another shot in their place next time later in the season. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say so long, everyone.